This conference will now be recorded.
The fourth chapter is reproductive health. Okay, so in the third chapter, we learned about human reproduction and different structures and stages associated with human reproduction. Correct? So what and all we have learned in that chapter about human reproduction. So humans, we know they are sexually reproducing and viviparous organisms, right? Viviparous. So the male reproductive system, that is composed of a pair of testes. I'll give a summary of third chapter so that it will be easy for you people to learn in this chapter all this reproductive health. Regarding this reproductive health, when we are explaining about all those things, it will be difficult if you don't have an idea about the third chapter, right? Like structures of male and female reproductive system. So in male reproductive system, it is composed of a pair of testes, right? And the male sex accessory ducts and accessory glands and external genitalia. Testes, then accessory ducts and accessory glands and external genitalia. This is the male reproductive system, right? And each testis, we know that it is having around 250 compartments. They are called as testicular lobules. All these compartments are called as testicular lobules. Around 250 compartments are there. And each lobule that contains 1 to 3 coil structures, highly coiled structures. They are called as seminiferous tubules, right? We have learned about all these things. Just to remind you once again, I'm explaining. So there are 250 compartments that those are called as testicular lobules. And each lobule, it is having 1 to 3 coiled seminiferous tubules. And each seminiferous tubule, right? Seminiferous tubule is lined here. I'll show the structure. See here, you can see the male reproductive system, right? The male reproductive system consists of pair of testes. Then here you can see down the testes and accessory ducts, then external genitalia, accessory glands. All this included in the male reproductive system, right? And each lobule, we have told that testis is having around 250 compartments. These are called as testicular lobules. And each testicular lobule is having highly coiled seminiferous tubules. How many? 1 to 3 highly coiled seminiferous tubules will be present. And each seminiferous tubule is lined by spermatogonia and which cells? Sertoli cells. Sertoli cells. Okay. And this spermatogonia, it will undergo meiotic division, which is leading to sperm formation. Meiotic division leads to sperm formation. Right? Then the Sertoli cells that will provide nutrition to the dividing germ cells. Right? The dividing germ cells, from where that will get nutrition? From this Sertoli cells. And the Leydig cells, we have learned about Sertoli cells, Leydig cells and all. Leydig cells, which is present outside the seminiferous tubule. This will synthesize and secrete the testicular hormones. That is called as androgen. Testicular hormone called androgen. And the male external genitalia, which is that penis. The external genitalia is the penis. Right? So that's all about male reproductive system. So what and all we have told now, male reproductive system means that consists of testes, then accessory ducts, accessory glands and external genitalia. In testes, around 250 compartments called testicular lobules. And each lobule is having 1 to 3 coil structure that is called as seminiferous tubule. And the seminiferous tubule, inside that a lining is there, lining of cells that is called as spermatogonia and Sertoli cells. Sertoli cells will give nutrition to the dividing germ cells. Okay. And the Leydig cells. Leydig cells will secrete the testicular hormone that is called as androgen. And external genitalia in male, that is the penis. Okay. And female reproductive system. Next, here you can see the female reproductive system. Okay. And this female reproductive system is having a pair of ovaries. You know the ovaries. A pair of ovaries. Then a pair of oviducts. Here, oviduct you can see. Ovary. Then which is next? Uterus. Here you can see this is the uterus. Next, vagina. This one. And external genitalia. Okay. And a pair of mammary glands, that is also a part of this, right? That is also supporting the female reproductive system. That makes a complete female reproductive system. And this ovaries will produce the female gamete, which is the female gamete ovum that is produced by ovaries. And some steroid hormones or ovarian hormones also will be secreted. And this ovarian follicles in different stages, it will undergo different stages. And during this development, that will undergo different stages, right? And this ovarian follicle in different stages of development, they are embedded in the stroma. And this oviducts, uterus and vagina. You can see the oviduct, then uterus and this vagina. They are the female accessory ducts. And the uterus, here you can see the uterus. Uterus has 3 layers, right? Perimetrium, which are the 3 layers? Perimetrium, myometrium and endometrium. We have learned everything in detail. That's why just I'm giving a superficial idea. Perimetrium, myometrium and endometrium. These are the 3 layers, right? The female external genitalia, that includes mons pubis, then labia majora, labia minora, hymen and clitoris. All these things we have learned. And the mammary glands. Next, the mammary glands, they are one of the female secondary sexual characteristics, right? Female sexual characteristic, in that these are the secondary characteristics. So along with mammary gland, a female reproductive system will be complete. Okay. Then we learned about, this is the structure of male and female reproductive system. Now what I have explained is. Next, we have learned about spermatogenesis, and spermatogenesis results in the formation of sperms, and these sperms are transported by the male accessory ducts, right? And a normal human sperm, it is composed of, structure of sperm we have learned. Head portion will be there, neck portion will be there, and a middle piece, then a tail, right? Head portion, neck portion, middle portion and tail. And the process of formation of mature female gamete, that is called as oogenesis. Male gamete means spermatogenesis. Female gamete formation is called as oogenesis. Then the reproductive cycles of female we learned, that is called as menstrual cycle. The reproductive cycle of female, especially in female primates, we can see this, that is called as menstrual cycle. And this menstrual cycle, after attaining maturity or sexual maturity or puberty, this menstrual cycle starts. And during that ovulation, one ovum is released per menstrual cycle. And the duration of an average menstrual cycle, or the ovum formation, that will take around 28 days. Only after 28 days, It's an average number of days, okay? That may extend up to 32 to 35 days. So these changes, ovulation, it may take 28 days on an average. So during ovulation, only one ovum is released per menstrual cycle, right? And this all these changes in the ovary and the uterus while this ovulation period or during this menstrual cycle, all these changes are induced by the level of pituitary and ovarian hormones. It depends upon the level of this pituitary hormone and ovarian hormones, right? Now, just now I explained spermatogenesis and oogenesis. Next, so after the coitus or intercourse, that sperms are transported to the junction of the isthmus and ampulla, the wider part. Okay. Then, when the sperms fertilizes with the ovum, that will lead to the formation of a zygote. But the sperm and the egg or the ovum both are haploid. When it is getting fused together and when it is forming a zygote, that zygote will be in diploid condition because from each set it is receiving a set of chromosome, right? From each male gamete and female gamete, it is receiving one set of chromosome, and in a zygote, both sets will be there. I mean, from male gamete one set and female gamete one set. So it will be having a diploid condition. And the presence of this X or Y chromosome in the sperm. I explained the formation, spermatogenesis and oogenesis, the gamete formation. And a female can produce only one type of gamete, but a male can produce two types of gametes with X or Y chromosome in the sperm. That determines the sex of the embryo, right? So ultimately, or in a scientific way, we can say that a baby, a newborn baby or a zygote, which is going to be a male or female, that is determined by a man or a male gamete, not by the female. So the presence of X or Y chromosome in the sperm determines the sex of the embryo. That determines the sex of the embryo. And the zygote, which undergoes this repeated mitotic division, that will form blastocyst. First, it will undergo mitotic division to form a blastocyst, and this is implanted in the uterus, right? This will be implanted in the uterus, and that will be leading to the pregnancy period, right? And soon after the pregnancy, after 9 months of completion of this pregnancy, a fully developed fetus that will be delivered. After completion of this 9 months of pregnancy period, a fully developed fetus will be delivered. And this process of this childbirth, it is called as parturition, and this is by a complex neuroendocrine mechanism, right? There is a complex neuroendocrine mechanism where it will happen with the help of this cortisol, estrogen and oxytocin, right? And this mammary glands, after the birth of this baby, mammary glands have a major role. And these mammary glands that differentiate during this pregnancy period, and that will secrete milk after the birth of the child, right? After the childbirth, it will start the secretion of milk. And the newborn baby, it is fed milk by the mother, and this is called as lactation, right? So initial few months, this is the lactation period, right? So that's all the summary of the previous chapter or the 4th chapter. So hope now you have an idea about the fourth chapter. Now we can move to the current chapter, which is chapter 4, reproductive health. Okay, so without an idea about the previous chapter, the third chapter, human reproduction, we can't learn about this chapter, all these ideas of this chapter, because we are going to learn about the reproductive health. First, we should know the reproduction and reproductive structures and all, then only we can learn about the reproductive health. Okay, so now let's move to the fourth chapter. Okay, so first we are going to learn about reproductive health. So in this chapter we'll be discussing about reproductive health and the problems, then regarding the population explosion, then birth control, then we will be learning about sexually transmitted diseases. All these things we'll be learning in this chapter. Okay, so let's move to the first topic, reproductive health. Okay, so what do you mean by reproductive health? What is reproductive health? Reproductive health means a healthy reproductive system with all functions. All functions should be in normal way. That is called as a healthy reproductive system. All reproductive health means in all way that reproductive system should be in a healthy condition. That means healthy reproductive organ plus well functioning of all these organs, or all functions should be in a normal way. There should not be any problems. Okay, so this includes some major aspects also. Like according to this World Health Organization, WHO, that reproductive health means well-being in all ways. Means emotionally, in behavioral and social aspects also. Then in reproductive aspects, everything. In all way, there should be a well and good way. That means totally in a healthy way. It should be. Right? So according to World Health Organization, reproductive health means well-being in all ways. Like emotional way, behavioral way, and social aspects. Then in reproduction, all these things are in all ways a well-being or a normal condition. So a society which is reproductively healthy, that means the people in that society will be having normal reproductive organ, and those reproductive organs function in normal way. Then emotionally they'll be normal, and the people in that society will be having normal behavioral interactions among them in all sex related aspects also. So here in this chapter we are going to learn about the reproductive health and the reproductive health problems, in that various options of population. Then we will be learning about the population and population control, then the knowledge about sexually transmitted diseases, then infertility, then reasons for that. All this will be learning. Okay, so according to World Health Organization or WHO, the reproductive health means a total well-being in all aspects of reproduction. That means physically, emotionally, then behavioral and social. In all this way, there will be a healthy way. Okay, so therefore, a society with people having physically and functionally normal reproductive normal reproductive organs. So a society which is healthy or reproductive way, it is healthy means there will be having normal reproductive organ and normal emotional and behavioral interactions among them in all sex-related aspects that might be called reproductively healthy. Okay, so we can call them as reproductively healthy society. Next, reproductive health. Under that, we are going to learn about the problems and strategies now. So in India, all this reproductive health and health related issue, it is there everywhere, right? So India was among the first countries in the world to initiate action plans and programs at a national level to attain total reproductive health as a social goal, right? So among some countries, India was also there. They took initiation for all these programs. At a national level, they did all these programs to attain total reproductive health. And they considered it as a social goal also, right? So India was among the first countries in the world to initiate action plans and programs at a national level to attain total reproductive health as a social goal. Then all these programs to attain a total reproductive health and total reproductive well-being, this is called as family planning. So all these programs are together called as family planning. Okay. So in India, family planning programming or these programs, it was initiated during 1951. Okay. And past 10 years, we are assessing that. We are doing assessment. Right. And the family planning program, all these programs were made wider and we made it with a lot of improvements. And all these programs were named as reproductive and child health care programs. Got it? So this helps to create awareness among people about reproductive knowledge also that will create, and that health issues, all those. This will create awareness among people about various reproductive or reproduction related problems, and in all aspects it will give a kind of education. Okay. So all these programs for reproductive health, all these are together called as family planning. And in India, family planning program initiated during 1951, and still we are doing assessment or we are assessing the programs. And these family planning programs, we made lot of improvements in that and we made it elaborate, and lot of improvements also brought into that program, and these are together called as reproductive and child health care programs, RCH, reproductive and child health care programs. Okay, and these programs will help to create awareness among people about reproduction related issues or reproduction related knowledge. This will give proper awareness about reproductive knowledge. Okay, and these programs aims to support and build up reproductively healthy society. For what we are conducting all these programs, we need to get a reproductive or reproductively healthy society. For that, we have considered this as a goal, and we made so many programs, elaborate programs, and still assessments are going on this program, because what is less or what we can do more to get a healthier society, reproductively healthy society. So still assessment is going on. So these programs are called family planning, and this were initiated in 1951 and were periodically assessed over the past decades. Okay, and improved programs covering wider reproduction related areas, and they are currently in operation under the popular name Reproductive and Child Healthcare Programs, RCH, note down, and creating awareness among people about various reproduction related aspects. This is to create the awareness among people about various reproduction related aspects, and to provide or to providing facilities and support for building up a reproductively healthy society. And there are so many major tasks under this program. Okay, we'll learn in detail. Then how we are creating this awareness. Both government and non-government agencies are working on it, right? So with the help of audio visuals and print media, both government and non-government agencies are taking steps to create an awareness among the people. Okay, then by educating people about birth control, then caring of pregnant women, then postnatal care of mom and baby, then importance of this breastfeeding, then equal opportunity for male and female. For all this, government and non-government agencies are working, okay, to give an awareness to common people. They are working on this topic with the help of audio visuals and printer media, and both for all these to create a general awareness among people. They are working on it, and all parents, teachers, then friends all have a good role in this, right? Those who are having very good knowledge among this topics, they should share that knowledge to the society. So with the help of audiovisual and print media, governmental and non-governmental agencies have taken various steps to create awareness among the people about reproduction related aspects. Okay, so the educated people about the birth control, care of pregnant mothers, then postnatal care of mother and child, then importance of breastfeeding, equal opportunities for male and female child. So to educate people about all these aspects, all these government and non-governmental agencies are doing, or they are giving an important education regarding all these topics to common people, because we need a healthier society. Sexually, in sexual reproduction and all these things, we should have a good awareness. So we need to educate people. We need to give more education about all these topics, right? And parents and other close relatives, teachers and friends, they have a major role. How they play a major role in this, because they can share their knowledge, like how parents can teach their children and how teachers can share their knowledge to the students. So each and everyone is having a major role, right? Next, the introduction of sex education in school. That is very important, right? The government is encouraging this, the growing need of sex education in schools. Children should get proper idea about sex education from schools. That's the way teachers can help their students. Then myths and having misconceptions about sex related aspects. So introduction of sex education in schools, that also be encouraged to provide right information to the young generation. So they can discourage children from believing in myths and having misconceptions about sex-related aspects. If we are giving a good education to our children, there won't be any confusion among them, right? They won't believe in such myths and misconceptions about sex-related aspects. Otherwise, children will be having, see, if we are teaching in a proper way, they won't be having any confusion, right? So they'll go in a proper way. So the proper information about reproductive organ, we should give proper information. We should give a best class about the reproductive organ, both for the boys and girls. We should give a proper education about the reproductive organs. Then adolescence, the puberty or the maturity attaining period. We should tell all these things to the students or to our children. And the related changes, the changes during adolescence in their body and the hormonal changes and the organs in their body, the changes in that, all these things, we should educate students or children more about this. Then safe and hygienic sexual practices. We should tell about the safe and hygienic sexual practices, then sexually transmitted diseases like AIDS and all, we should teach all these things. And we should give a good knowledge, good and thorough knowledge about all these aspects. And this will help people, especially in the adolescence or the age group, which is leading to a reproductively healthy life, right? So the children, those who are reaching to their puberty or their adolescence, they should get a proper knowledge. They should get a good idea about all these things. So introduction of sex education in school. That is the importance of introduction of sex education in school. So school should also be, in school also, we should encourage to provide right information to the young. So they won't be believing in the myths and all those stupid ideas. They won't be sticking into that ideas. So proper information about the reproductive organs, then adolescence and all changes during that period in their body, all these things we should give a good idea or good class to children. And safe and hygienic sexual practices, then sexually transmitted diseases. We should tell about the pros and cons or plus and minus about all these things. We should give a proper idea or proper knowledge to students. Then we should educate people, especially fertile couples and those in marriageable age group, about available birth control options, then care of pregnant mothers, then postnatal care of mother and child, then importance of breastfeeding, then equal opportunities for the male and the female child. Right? This will bring importance, or this will give a healthy family of desired size. So we can educate people, especially those who are getting married or a fertile couple. We can educate them about what and all we need to educate them, available birth control options, then how to care pregnant mothers, then after birth, how to care a baby and a child, a mother, a child and mother, how we need to take care about, or the postnatal care. All these techniques also we need to tell. Then importance of breastfeeding. We need to teach, or we need to share the knowledge of breastfeeding. We need to give the idea of breast knowledge to the mother or the pregnant ladies. We need to educate them about the plus or the positive sides of the breastfeeding. Then equal opportunity for the male and female child. See, most of the people will tell a girl child means it's a headache or it's a burden. So nothing like that. Girl or boy, whomever it may be, there will be equal opportunities. See, nowadays we can't say like that, but we should make it in a way in the that there will be an equal chance for both male and female, right? Now all are studying in the same class, all are going for the same job. So in that way, there should be equal opportunities for male and female. Okay. So all these changes should start from the school, then to adult people. So from childhood, we need to start educating the basic things, right? So importance of bringing up society in a health or in a healthier way. So that we should give a healthy families of desired size. So importance of bringing up socially conscious, healthy families. So healthy families should be formed. That should be of desired size. For that, what we need to educate people about all these aspects, especially to fertile couple or those who are getting married. We need to, or those who are in that age of marriage, that people we need to educate. So they should know about available birth control options, then care of pregnant mothers. If they are getting pregnant, how to take care of those, and after birth of baby, how to take care of that baby and the mother, then importance of breastfeeding, then equal opportunities for the male and female child. So all these things we should give education. Next, awareness of problems due to uncontrolled population growth. Then social evils like sex abuse and sex related crimes. We should give awareness. We should give awareness of the problems due to uncontrolled population growth. See, the population growth that is uncontrolled. Nowadays, the population is increasing, so we should give awareness. We should give, or we should transfer our knowledge to the coming generation so that they should be aware of the problems due to this uncontrolled population growth. Okay. So, and the social evils like sex abuse and sex related crime that is increasing. So we should give awareness of that, and we should give awareness about the uncontrolled population growth also. This need to be created to enable people to think and take up necessary steps to prevent them. So that if we are giving awareness about all these programs, people will start thinking. Even the people from the lower level, in the sense those who don't have education, if we are giving some classes or something, they also will be thinking about all these things, or they will start to think about all these issues, right? If they don't have any idea about all these things, definitely they won't think, the uneducated people and all. So we should give awareness so that we can prevent all these issues, and that's how we need to build up a healthy society. That's our responsibility. Okay. Each and everyone is responsible for all these things. So, successful implementation of various action plans to attain reproductive health that requires strong infrastructural facilities, then professional experience and material support. So, professional expertise and material support, that is the major thing. Like we can successfully implement this kind of programs, or we can give such kind of education with the help of professional expertise, with the help of expert people and with material support. We can give, or we can implement such programs. And these are essential to provide medical assistance to people in reproduction related problems, right? So these kind of implementation. It will provide medical assistance and care to people in reproduction related problems. And which kind of problems? During pregnancy, then delivery, then sexually transmitted diseases, then abortion, contraception, then menstrual problem, then infertility. In all these programs, we can give medical assistance. If we are aware of that, we can give medical assistance. Then implementation of better techniques and new strategies from time to time. They are also required to provide more efficient care and assistance to people, right? Next, implementation of better techniques and new strategies from time to time. That is also required to provide more efficient care and assistance to people. So we can implement newly invented programs to this so that they will get more efficient care and assistance. Okay. And ban on amniocentesis. Amniocentesis for sex determination to legally check the increasing menace of female fertilizers and massive child immunization. So these are the programs that merit mention in this connection. One second. So we can implement better techniques to provide better care or efficient care to assist the people. Then amniocentesis. Amniocentesis, it's actually amniocentesis is the technique which is used for the or to identify the problems of the growing fetus. But sometimes these are misused. These techniques are misused, right? In this, what we will do in amniocentesis, this amniotic fluid of the developing fetus is collected to analyze the fetal cells and that dissolved substances. So this is mainly used to test the presence of genetic disorders such as hemophilia, then sickle cell anemia, and Down syndrome. So all these we need to check, means we'll use this technique, amniocentesis, by taking the amniotic fluid or by collecting the amniotic fluid from the developing fetus. But sometimes this technique is misused. How it is misused? It is used for the sex determination of the growing fetus, right? So that is against the rule, right? It is not at all allowed, but sometimes these people will use this for sex determination, amniocentesis. Actually, we should give an education or a proper knowledge, or we should educate people that this is legally, it is wrong. Amniocentesis should not be done for sex determination. Okay, it is just to detect the genetic problems or genetic disorders of the growing fetus. Okay, people, if they are knowing that the growing fetus is a female, they will kill that, right? They'll kill the fetus, or they will tell they don't want that girl baby, right? Because in our society there is a concept that girl baby is a burden, right? So amniocentesis, that is a technique used to determine the genetic disorders. So that should not be misused. Okay. Then research on various reproduction related areas that are encouraged and supported by governmental and non-governmental agencies. Why they are supporting? To find out new methods and to improve the existing one. Reproduction related areas, research and studies. All these are encouraged and supported by governmental and non-governmental agencies. Why they are supporting? To find out or to improve the existing ones. Okay. Then hope you have heard about Saheli. Saheli is a contraceptive for females. This was developed by scientists at Central Drug Research Institute, which is located at Lucknow. So, a group of Indian scientists, they developed Saheli, which is a oral contraceptive for female. It is an oral contraceptive. Okay. It is developed by a group of Indian scientists at Central Drug Research Institute, CDRI, Lucknow. Okay. Then, better awareness about the sex-related matters, that increased number of medically assisted deliveries and better postnatal care leading to decreased maternal and infant mortality rates. Okay, so better awareness about the sex-related matters and the number of medically assisted deliveries with the help of medical group or in the presence of a medical group delivering a baby, that will give a, then if you are giving a best postnatal care, all these things together will work and that will decrease the maternal and infant death rate and increased number of couples with small families, right? See, in some families we can see 5 to 10 children, right? So according to the current population, it's more. Really, the number is more, right? So we need to decrease that. See, one family with 2 children, that's more than enough, right? So increased number of couples with small families. A couple with small family with 1 or 2 kids and decreased maternal and infant mortality rates. Increased death rate of mom and baby. If we are giving better awareness of sex-related matters and if we are giving medical assistance and proper postnatal care, that will lead to increased number of couples with small family and that will decrease the maternal and infantile mortality rates. Both mom and baby will be fine. There will be reduced death rates, right? So better detection. Then better detection and cure of sexually transmitted disease and overall increased medical facilities for sex-related problems, right? If you are giving all this awareness about sex-related matters, then giving medical assistance, then better postnatal caring, that will lead to decreased number of maternal and infant mortality rate, then that will increase healthy and happy couples with small families, then we can detect the sexually transmitted disease and overall increased medical facilities for all sex related problems, right? Next. So in the last century, just now we told population, it is increasing every day, the population is increasing. So in the last century, an all-round development in various fields. So mainly improve the quality of the life of the people. See, nowadays we don't have, like earlier time, we don't have poverty or such things and all. Almost all are living in a good way. Not all the people, but I'm saying almost. So compared to last century, this century people are living in an improved way or their life quality is increased. So they have increased health facilities along with better living conditions. They have better living conditions, health facilities are improved and All these things, they have a very good impact on the growth of population, right? Earlier, in earlier centuries and all, diseases were more. Now, we are able to control that because we have proper medical team to help us, right? So, there is a better condition compared to last centuries. So, the world population, which is around 2 billion in 1900, right? In that century, it was around 2 billion, but now it is around 7.2 billion, right? 7.2 billion. So what is the reason for this population explosion? Decline in death rate, because now medical field is improved and there is no such kind of diseases. So medical field or the death rate is increased, right? And the maternal mortality rate is decreased and infant mortality rate, all these are decreased, and increase in number of people in reproducible age. The people who are in reproducible age, they are in more numbers, and death rate, overall the death rate is low. So these are the probable reason for population explosion. Then, so such a growth rate or this population explosion that will lead to a scarcity even in the basic requirements like food, shelter and clothing. So that also will become less if that population explosion that is continuing. Even for basic requirement also people will suffer in future, right? And the most step to overcome this problem is to motivate smaller families by using various contraceptive methods. So advertisement in the media as well as posters, bills, etc. that will show a happy couple with 2 children, right? Earlier we were saying like couple with 2 children. Now we are encouraging like couple with 1 child, right? So the most important step to overcome this population explosion or all these problems, we can motivate the families by we can motivate them to use various contraceptive methods, okay, so that we can reduce the population. Then statutory raising of marriageable age of female to 18 years. Marriage of female, that should be only after 18 years and the male after 21 years. Okay. And then incentive given to couple with small families. We can give some incentive given to couple with a small families. And these are the other measures to encourage people. Okay. So we need to motivate them by using various contraceptive methods. Then the marriageable age of the female should be 18 and male 21. So all this may help to control the population explosion. So some of the commonly used contraceptive methods which help prevent this unwanted pregnancies. So we said contraceptive methods. So the contraceptive methods should be user-friendly, then easily available, then effective and reversible, then that should have least side effect. And it also should in no way interfere with the sexual drive, right? So that should be user-friendly, then that should be effective, and there should be a repeatability, right? And reversible, it should be reversible, and least, that should not have much side effects, and that means percentage of side effect should be very less, and that should not affect the sexual drive. Okay, so these are the qualities that an ideal contraceptive should have. So by all this way, we can control population explosion, right? So next class, we'll be learning about different methods. Okay, different methods of all this. Now we have learned about different an ideal contraceptive characters or how it should be. It should be friendly, easily available, then effective and reversible, and that there should not be any side effects. Means all side effects should be very less. Then different types of contraceptive methods, they are presently available. So we will learn about all these methods in the next class. Up to that, go through all this. Then if you have any doubt, you can ask. Is it clear? So next class onwards, it will be somewhat interesting. This chapter starting us, I know it's a bit boring, but we have to learn for our exam. The next class onwards, it will be interesting. Like we'll get a continuity of this topic, last chapter topic. So is it clear up to this? Please respond up to this. Do you have any doubt you want me to repeat? Okay, I hope it's clear for you. So if you have any, go through this. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the next class. Okay, so that's all about today's class. Thank you. Thank you so much.